this could turn into a fail video. If the title of this video was something like about a fail, then shit's probably about to hit the fan right about now. What is up, guys? We're back at the House of Horsepower. I'm a little tired, basically over the cold, the sickness now, so that's good. And we're here working on the truck again. I did some stuff off camera, well, off normal camera anyway. If you watched the live stream we did last night, you would have saw me doing this, but yeah, I finished fitting this, fiberglassed it all in, fiberglassed back here, around all there. Here's the underside of the rocker. I just banged that lip up to the existing inner rocker, and fiberglassed up there too. Don't mind that hole. Not sure what I'm gonna do there exactly yet. I tried using some of this 120 grit sandpaper I have here, but it wasn't too effective. That was gonna take too long, so I'm gonna get out with a flap wheel, at least on the parts where I don't want fiberglass, and maybe do the final shaping with some sandpaper, but I'll show you guys what it turns out. I took most of it off. If you're delicate with it, you can kind of smooth it as well. Like, you could just use it to take the majority of this stuff off, but I just went over everything because I don't want to waste a bunch of time sanding it by hand. So did back here as well. That's it's still gonna need some hand sanding on these round edges here. I kind of didn't touch them as much because that's what you want to use the hand sandpaper for, trying to make that edge as nice as possible. And then I couldn't fit in there, so that's gonna take a little bit, but progress. And yeah, I'm just gonna finish that off now. All right, so a long while later, I've got it sanded down by hand everywhere, ready for paint. Just have to do a wax and grease remover job on it first. But I mean, it turned out it turned out all right. Like, if you wanted to make this nice, you would do another coat of fiberglass and then sand that, and then maybe primer, and then like Bondo, and then sand that, and then another, like, you know where I'm going with that. It can go on and on if you want to make it nice, but as far as function goes, and like once it's painted, it probably won't be that noticeable. I mean, that's the final test. We'll see once I spray color on it in a few minutes, but for now it's ready to go. I did the other side too. All right, so I got it all cleaned up, prepped, ready to spray at this point. I did just a little minor masking here to try to save the gray plastic interior pieces. A little overspray, but all cleaned up, ready to go. Can't remember if I mentioned or not, but I started off with 120 grit and then just did 400 grit over everything. Because why not? Because I had 400 grit, so why not? But yeah, here's the last look at the bare piece, and the next thing you see will be painted and finished. All right, all finished. I mean, at this point, if you want to do it nice, you would do body filler and just smooth it out a bit more. But this is good enough for this truck, definitely. I would say, and it's all steel, so you know, it's good. Good, no complaints. The paint is just some cheap gem-clad rust gloss black. Gave it 3 coats back here. I mean, good enough for a truck. Then the other side is basically done already, but just this little back part I finished and painted in there. So yeah, the paint line is a little goofy here. There's some goofy paint lines all over the truck, but the plan is still to paint it up to this body line here and down, all rocker guard or bed liner or something like that. The next thing I got to do is get this third door back on. It's already like 1:30 in the morning, so Clayton's sleeping, so I'm just gonna attempt to put it back on myself and not screw up the paint in the process. I would have videotaped the struggle getting the door on, but low on battery. So I got that in, pins are in, got that clip in, the other clip when I was trying to put it in sprung off, and I heard it ting like at least 5 times, so it might be like over there underneath the Mustang by now. But I'm gonna try to find that, put that on there, and then the moment of truth, we'll try to close this door and see if the gaps line up, see if it even closes. So this could turn into a fail video. If the title of this video was something like about a fail, then shit's probably about to hit the fan right about now. So this is kind of funny. I go to do this bracket thing back up to the body here, and I'm like, what's wrong? It's not meeting, but let's see how it closes. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Check out that gap, guys. It's because I put it in this hole, and apparently the pin is supposed to go in that hole, so I'm gonna change that now. I got that in the proper holes, and I cleaned up this lower gasket thing, because that's the part that's gonna come in contact with this. And let's check it out here. See what happens with the gap. Oh, no, that's just the thing creaking. No touching, no touching. Damn. So that's really good, because I was thinking maybe that wouldn't work out, because like when I welded it, the door was off, so this part could have been way off. And yeah, no, that's good. Have to check out the final gap, how it looks once I can close the door and the paint's super dry. All right, guys and girl, that's where we're gonna leave it tonight. Like I said, this is just basic stuff. I mean, yeah, it doesn't look perfect, obviously, and now I like got a bunch of dust in the paint when I was trying to get this door on, but whatever. Like I said, it's all gonna get rocker guarded. So yeah, it's like 2:30 in the morning. I'm gonna go home, and we're gonna fast forward in this video to when we put the box back on. It's Thursday now, that'll be Saturday, so see you then. Saturday now, we're here, all of us. Clayton was just putting this thing on the chip, so I ran to get the camera to record that, but he already disconnected the battery. But if you guys haven't seen this before, I don't know if it's been in videos in the background. I think we should do something with this, like explode it or something. YouTube,
That's good.
like.
Look at that tight V.
60-degree V6.
Yeah, that is interesting looking.
Well, the weird thing about it is it's mounted conventional, like a V8, like a rear-wheel drive car, right?
Yeah.
It's not mounted this way, but it's a front-wheel drive.
Put that in the comments. Interesting ideas for this thing, because I don't think Clayton has any use for it. Just like the shit horse. But anyways, back to this thing. That nice outdoor rocker shot, cab corner shot. What we're doing today, or what I'm doing today, we're all participating in today, is
It's freezing because it's cold out here.
yeah, it's pretty cold for one. I had to torch this bolt out because the nut got loose in there, so I cut this hole in this frame support. Got that all out, so now I can just drop a bolt in there and put a nut on the bottom or what have you and reach at it with a wrench. When it's in the truck, maybe get a small wrench in there. Whatever, I'll figure it out. So the next thing is making a hole right here, and I've measured it out. I went off of this here, and it's 3.5 inches in, and then 8.5 inches that way. So the corner of that piece of cardboard I have there. And I'm gonna cut a hole because this fuel pump will probably go eventually, as they all do. And I want to be able to replace it easily and not have to drop the tank and all that stuff. So I'm gonna cut the hole, and then we're gonna get to lifting this thing back on with this A-frame. I've always thought about doing the same thing in the S15 and making a hole there, since the fuel pump in this thing goes like on a weekly basis. Although I shouldn't jinx it, it's been good for a while. As you can see, the air ride stuff's in the way, and I kind of always plan to keep it in this area, so wouldn't work on that truck, but for this one it'll work great. I'm missing all the good camera opportunities today, guys, but we backed it up, got it on there, gotta lower it down now.
Just has to be adjusted a little bit here and there, but it's on.
There we go. So 1 week
Simple as that.
from box off to box back on. Not too bad, not too bad for Mike pace and my level of skill with doing bodywork. Not too bad. What?
I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, look at that. Perfect. I knew if I didn't do that, it might come back to bite me. Pretty happy with how the body line turned out here. It's not perfect because this shape actually isn't the same as that, just because, you know, replacement panel. But as far as how it lines up, yeah, I don't know. Pretty good. The rocker actually doesn't look quite as good as I thought it was going to once the door is on, and it's a little beat up. The piece of metal that I started with there was pretty shitty. Soon this thing will be on the road again, driving around in some snow. That's all we're doing today. Got the box back on. It's kind of complete now to a point. We just got to do the windshield.
All of the windshield, for fuck's sake.
Exactly.
We're live?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Shipbox and Grounds Malibu, they're already in here. Anyways, we're closing out a video because that's all, folks. So as always, like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll check you later.